Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of Soulja Talk the podcast. I'm your host, Staff Sergeant McPherson, and on this show we discuss military topics with current and prior service members. Today I have Staff Sergeant Robles with me. How you doing, Sergeant?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. So, kind of introduce yourself to the people, let them know where you from and stuff like that.
So I am Staff Sergeant Robles. I am from Puerto Rico. Uh, joined the army in 2017 from Puerto Rico too, and then I was moving here to Fort Bragg-NC, and I've been here since 2017. This is my first and current duty station.
Okay, so you say you came in 2006.
17.
17. Okay. What was your primary MOS?
I was 68 Echo Dental Assistant.
Mm-hmm. And how long was you doing that?
Uh, I reclassed to become a 42 Alpha in April 2020.
Okay.
So I've been almost. I graduated in May, so I've been almost two years as a 42 Alpha.
Okay. So I want to kind of get into what made you join the army. Sorry.
Wow. So that everybody, that we have some goals. I am the first female in my family, and only female actually to join in the United States Army. I had a uncle. He's a Vietnam veteran, and he was the first one to join the family. So I always had this, feeling that I want to become something. So I was in this point in my life when I was debating if I can stay in college or if what I will do with my life, especially because I couldn't combine to be at college and be working. I was studying animal science, and the schedule for my college was really hard. So at some point, I have to stop college and focusing to make money and survive. That is why I said, what should I do? Where can I go that I can do both? I can work and I can study. And then I started thinking about that dream that at some point in my life I had, like, to become an army soldier. And that is when I made the decision. I say, okay, for what I'm seeing, I think that the army right now will be something that will help me a lot. That's how I made the decision.
Okay. So when you went to go see the recruiter, what made you chose the dental? What's the 60? You said 60. What?
Dental assistant.
Yeah, dental assistant. What made you chose that though?
Oh, I love medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I love medicine. Before I joined the army, I was a lifeguard, and I want to be in something that involves medicine. And actually, this is a fun fact. When I went to my recruiter station and everything, and I passed the test and everything, they told me, okay, these are the MOS that you qualify.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, dental assistant wasn't there, and a lot of the MOSs weren't there because and now I can understand because I'm a 42 Alpha, but at the time they didn't have any slots open for those positions. Mm-hmm. So they offered me 42 Alpha.
They offered you that at first?
Yes, and
Okay.
I actually signed to become a 42 Alpha in the United States Army. The day that I went to MEPS to enlist, to sign all the contract, the guy that was doing everything, he was looking at me and he said, do you actually want to be at the office doing administration stuff? And I said, I don't know. So that day I switched to 89 Bravo. That
Okay.
is ammunition specialist.
Okay.
But because I have to go to Lagland for the English class, I was able to switch again my MOS to dental. And that is when I became a dental specialist. So my first MOS was 42 Alpha, then I signed as an 89 Bravo,
Mm-hmm.
and then I switched to 68 Echo, where I complete actually the AIT. I graduate, I serve, and I even deploy as a 68 Echo. And then I said, I don't feel that I'm doing what I was thinking in the army that I will be doing. I don't feel that I'm serving in something that I'm actually like hands on all the time. So I said, let me think my option, what I can do, where I can reclass, what I can do. And I remember the day when I went to retention, and the retention NCO offered me 42 offer again. And I said, no way. I, that was the first MOS that they offered me that I actually signed, like the pre-contract that you sign, all the paperwork. And she said, think about it. You have more options, but 42 Alpha has like classes and all of that. So I started thinking, and I said, how can I impact my career progression? I promotions specifically. What options I have for special assignments, because at some point in my life, I would like to have a top security clearance. 42 Alpha is one of those MOSs that you can have that option.
Okay.
Some day I maybe want to work in the White House, Pentagon. Someday maybe I just say, you know what? I don't want to be NCO anymore. I want to become a warrant officer, or I want to be an officer. So 42 Alpha was that MOS that gave me multiple doors to open. And that is when I made that decision. And I actually think that that was the best decision that I have done in the Army.
Okay. So you actually So when you switched over to 42 Alpha, where you guys go to AIT at?
Oh, they have multiple locations, but the main one is for Jackson, South Carolina.
Okay. So how long is it?
8 weeks.
8 weeks. So within them 8 weeks, what do you remember what they teach you guys?
Sure. Our training was, they teach us, 42 Alpha mostly is about processing paperwork, personal readiness mostly. That includes actions, awards, strength, sponsorship, and systems. System is most, the main system that we have right now is a Milpo that is going away, because we're going to have the new system that is called IPSE. So in AIT, they teach you how to work in those systems, in Milpo, how to do the transactions. They actually show you how to work with iPerms. That is the other system that we use to upload all our documents. When you're viewing for a board, your iPerms needs to have all, like, that is your military record mostly. That you have all your awards in there, NCOERs, schools, certificates, transcripts, everything. So they teach you how to mostly process things and have the knowledge to start to become a 42 Alpha, because you don't learn everything in school. You mostly start learning in the different situation that you have every single day. Because every day, no matter how many times you have processed a 4187, DA 63A, you will always see something new, something different. You will always learn something new, because everybody in the Army has a different situation.
Okay. So as a 42 Alpha, you said this was your first duty station here. So what other areas have you worked as a 42 Alpha? I know right now you're working at the battalion, but is that the only places you guys work at?
No. 42 Alpha was from the very low level. That will be a company level. It will depend mostly by the MTO. Right now, 261st has a company level position for a 42 Alpha, but usually you will see most of the 42 Alpha at battalion level. Before I came here to 261st, I was the floor NCO 44 Medical Brigade.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was moving here to become the S1 NCOIC at 261st.
Okay. So once you so as different 42 Alphas work at battalion, brigade, and stuff like that. So we're gonna try to kind of get into what we want to let you guys know as far as filling out the 638. So the 638. So can you explain to the people like what is a 638? Sorry.
The DA 638 is the recommendation for award.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we usually complete when we are, let's go back. In order for a soldier to receive an award, has to be a form like this submitted,
Mm-hmm.
and that form will say the reason of award and the recommended award. This is just a recommendation. It doesn't mean that you will get that award.
Mm-hmm.
It's just saying I'm recommending you for this to receive this.
Okay. So can you so what's usual the reasons why so a soldier NCO can recommend a soldier or any NCO for an award, right?
Anybody
Mm-hmm.
can recommend you for an award. You don't need to be an NCO.
Okay. So I thought it was only NCOs can recommend an award.
No.
So far as the recommending an award, so once you get to 638, does anything else goes in the packet as far as when you submitting it to S1?
For us, when we're recommending an award, you need to have a complete 638, and you need to include the soldier's record brief for the recommended person. That would be the SRB. Some people call it ORB for the officers. Enlisted used to be ERB, but now they're making the change that is SRB, Soldier's Record Brief. No matter you're officer or enlisted, you're still an officer. A soldier.
Okay. So filling out the 638. So as if you was a person or a soldier who wants to recommend someone for a 638, we kind of gonna walk you guys through on how to actually fill out the 638 and sorry, Robles will fill you guys in on what they actually look for when, say, if the award gets kicked back or if it's approved. So we're gonna start off with block 1 of the DA form 638. Okay, you can go ahead, Sarge.
So the 638 is actually is very simple. You can use the regulation AR 600-A-22, and that will give you the step by steps mostly. But in block 1, we always look for to who is approval authority for that 638. That will be the end. For example, let's gonna use ARCOM. That will go to the brigade commander. So in the block number 1, we'll have commander, 44 Medical Brigade, for bracket C 28310. That will be to who will be the last person to sign this.
Okay. So block 2.
Block 2 is the commander's soldier. For example, we'll give you this scenario. You belongs to Alpha Company, and you're recommending a soldier that belongs to Bravo Company. So you will address that form to the unit soldier,
Mm-hmm.
because that is where we start the recommendation. The commander will be the immediate approval authority for that soldier.
Okay.
It's not coming from you. It will come from the chain of command soldier. You are just the recommender.
I got you.
Okay. That's what one of the most mistakes that we actually process in a battalion. That people, I mean, believe that because it's coming from them, because I'm recommending you, that will be my unit in there. But no, it's the soldiers unit.
Okay. So can they be from a different unit?
The recommendation,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Okay. So block 3 is the name, is the date.
Yes, that block three, if you sign like digitally, it will pop automatically. If you sign like a handwriting, make sure that you're writing the date in that block
Mm-hmm.
because it's part of the process. But it's the date that you sign as a recommender.
Okay. So block 4 would be the actual soldier's data. So part 1 would be the soldier's data. So part 4, it says it'll be the soldier's name, rank, and then DOD, ID, and the social security number.
You can use either one. Is you don't need to use both. It just needs to have. You can use so this form you see in here is was updated last year on April. Previously, the old form, the only number of identification that you can use in the 638 was a social number.
Mm-hmm.
But with the new form, you can use their DOD number.
Okay.
That was one of the change. The organization should be matching at block number 2. That is the soldiers organization. We have the Alpha Company, uh, whatever they have in here for Bragg C 28310.
Okay.
One of the biggest one is block number 8, the previous award. That is why we always request an SRB for the soldier, because all the awards that the soldier has listed needs to be in the previous award. When you're completing this form, you don't complete this form usually manually. The only way that you are handwriting the form is because you are in a hostile environment, usually deploying. You don't have computer access, and you have to type, so that will be different. But when you're typing the DA638, usually it has to be in the computer. And when you look at the soldiers SRB, you're in the computer, you will see that we have like an option to select all the words that that soldier have listed in the SRB. And you will select them. You will add the amount of the soldiers' awards. For example, if the soldier have 3 outcomes, you need to put that the soldier has 3 outcomes, 2 MSMs, 1 AM, and then when you close, those awards will pop in here in order. That's the other one. That's why we request the SRB so we can collaborate the soldier's name, soldier's organization, the rank, DOD or social number. There is something that will not come from the SRB. We have to look in our system to make sure that is correct. And branch of service number 9, we always leave it blank. That applies to branch that are outside of the army. But every award that is processed to the to the army, you will always leave that block blank.
Okay.
The recommended award, that is when you will select what award you are trying to get that to that soldier.
Mm-hmm.
The period of award, that is where we also need the SRB, because there are different situations, different reasons. One will be an achievement award. It known also as an impact award. And that period of award will be like, for example, you were supporting this mission, and the mission started on October 10, 2021, and ends on December 7, 2023. But they're recognizing you because usually no, December 2020, no, December 2021, the same year, that gap. So in that time of the period of award won't be something that we have to look in the soldiers SRB. However, if you're recommending a soldier for PCS award, that is where we look at the assignment history of the soldier.
Okay.
And from the period of award that you're recommending, the soldier needs to match their assignment history. The same will apply with ETS award. And the only award that goes 10 years back, it would be a retirement award. That we consider most of the soldier career and assignment history.
Okay. So you can keep going to the next one. Start 12. Do y'all feel like 12?
Interim award we always mark no, because usually this is when we never see them mostly. Sometimes the soldier was supposed to. I don't know exactly how can I explain this, but if that award is processed correctly, we usually mark no in here.
Okay.
Posthumous award. I don't know if you have any knowledge about posthumous.
No.
Okay, posthumous award is the soldier passed away.
Okay.
So if the soldier is alive, no. If the soldier is dead, yes. Soldier passed away. Proposed presentation date is mostly when you would like to present this award. You don't have to present the award that day. You're just proposing that in November 3rd, you will be presenting the award.
Okay.
Good. Part 2 is the recommender data. That is where the recommender will add their information. For example, Staff Sergeant I'm going to have my name in here and my rank. My title position would be the battalion S1 in COIC. And the relationship with the award, it will depend. Because if I'm awarding my soldier, will be a supervisor. Or it can be supervisor. It can be something unrelated, like the command sergeant major was just to recognize the soldier. So the relationship with the award can be also the title of the people that is doing it.
Okay.
And the address, this is the part that you, as a recommender, will use your unit information. If the soldier belongs to Alpha Company and you belongs to Bravo Company, that's what you would say in there.
Okay.
And then you sign.
Okay. And okay, so justification and citation data, part 3.
Okay, so in part 3, that is where we go and we explain why we are recommending for you this award to you. For example, Staff Sergeant McPherson served as a supply sergeant for the Alpha Company, and he made 1,000 inventories in 30 days. He was a hand receipt holder for $3 million, 3 cents for the 261st Multifunctional Medical Battalion. And that's what you would tell about what this soldier did to receive that award.
Okay. So do y'all kick back anything as far as the achievements part? Like, say, will y'all kick back anything?
Yes, we do. One of the requirements from our brigade is that every bullet needs to start with an asterisk. So an asterisk, and then you start typing. The bullet cannot go up over 3 sentences. You cannot type a paragraph in this achievement.
So it got to be 3 cent. Well,
you can go up to 3 sentences, but you cannot have more than 2 bullets per achievement.
Okay.
You got that part too, or no?
You cannot have more than 3 bullets per achievement.
No, 2 bullets.
Okay.
So that means that if I type 1 bullet, I have the asterisk in here, and I type a bullet, it has 3 sentences. That will leave me space just for 1 sentence in here.
I got you.
Or you cannot type 1 sentence in here. You cannot type multiple bullets in here just because they are 1 sentence. It's just 2 bullets per achievement.
Okay.
And this you will find it in the regulation.
2 bullets per achievement. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. So, is it a different type? Like, is it like how many achievements like do you guys like? Would you guys prefer? Like, do they only have a certain amount? Can they just fill out the whole thing, or
Uh, there is nothing that says, how can I explain this? It's not like super specific that you need to type this exact amount of bullets to get this award.
mm-hmm.
Everything will be depending of the data on what the soldier did to deserve that.
Okay. So, what about proposed citation?
The proposed citation is what is your proposition for the certificate.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't brought a certificate today, but yes, it's like what is gonna be on your certificate that's what you actually display.
Mm-hmm.
And you have something in here that says for outstanding achievement while assigned as a supply non-commissioned officer for the United States Army. Staff Sergeant McPherson, professionalism, technical expertise, and commitment. So when they're reading your award, they will be reading this, and that will be in your certificate.
Okay. So you gave me another sheet, Sar. What was the other sheet?
Oh, this is just for the battalion, so we can there are a few notes that I combine, and for brigade wants to see awards and how everything should look with the most mistake that we receive.
Okay.
And we just make like a few notes in here so we can facilitate the process to fill up a C3A.
Okay. So, in closing, Sar, what else do you have for the soldiers as far as recommending the award? You got anything else you want to put out to the soldiers as far as like in closing? What else you want them to know?
What exactly you mean when they're processing the 638?
Yeah, like do you think we left anything out as far as process getting filling out the 638?
I would say like we are here to help you, and I actually like always advise that before submit a 638 to make sure that is proper and correct. We recommend for them to send it before to us without signature so we can make the adjustment, and then we send it back, they sign, and then we get a process.
Mm-hmm.
That is the easiest way to have it done. And of course, having the soldiers SRB is the main key, and following the standards and regulation. If you do those things, you will be fine processing a C3A. It looks a little bit complicated because there are different rules. But if you learn the difference between a PCS award, ETS, retirement, and impact award, you will be able to complete this form super easy. If you know who is your approval authority for the award, it will facilitate also the process because maybe like I'm trying to recommend this soldier for a meritorious service medal. This has to go to the general. So let me try to, add something like it would be strong enough to have that award for that soldier. Those, little details.
Okay. So Staff Sergeant Robles just explained to you, Robles just explained to you guys the process for the filling out the 638. So make sure you guys follow the podcast on Instagram at Soulja Talk the Podcast. Make sure you guys follow on YouTube also because I have different content on YouTube as far as getting information out to you guys. And there you guys go. This has been another episode of Soulja Talk the Podcast, and I'll see you guys in formation.